All right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube audience out there. This is Pastor Dow. I thought I'd come on here and I do a short talk for the outlook of what they call the new year. Now, I personally don't believe that this is a new year, and I have my biblical reasons for that and understand it very much. But I wanted to come and give you an outlook of what we can expect this year. First of all, number one, the economy is going to get worse. You're going to find out that you may be getting the same amount, or you may be receiving the same amount of money when it comes to a paycheck or some type of Social Security or a retirement fund or a pension or whatever it may be. But that's irrelevant. The problem with what's coming up in this particular year is the amount of purchasing power and amount of goods and services that you're going to be able to buy with the amount of money that you're holding. Can you imagine that you have a $100 bill and you're only able to buy about anywhere between $25 and $50, so-called $50 worth of goods and services, or whatever you may think that you have or could purchase? But you know what? It's so sad when I look, because when you look at the earth in itself, money is really truly not even the issue. The question is do we have enough resources in order to supply enough food for everybody and a good living for everybody on the face of planet Earth? And the answer to that is yes, we can. But because we have what you call in money, top echelon, many people call them the elite. I don't call them the elite. I call them the fools. The 1% to 2% who actually are the movers and shakers in the money in this realm is so controlled by greed that there's no way that you can ever see the human spirit get together and try to make sure that it's good for everybody. So their greed is gutting every part of the world that there is possible. So that's the reason why. And then the people basically, and I'm just going to say it how it is they're just too stupid to realize the game that is going on. And I'll give you a little bit more of my pessimistic forecast for 2011. Many of you are in mortgages, and you don't understand that when interest rates start to rise and stuff, they're going to tack on and they're going to rewrite your mortgage. And can you imagine if you're paying $1,200 a month for a mortgage and they tack on another $500 to that? I mean, that's going to literally just break your back. So that's the reason why I say get out of debt and do it now. I think that you should be buying commodities for your family, your home. I think that if you don't want to see your dollar erode as fast as it's going to, you need to stock up on paper goods. You need to buy plenty of rice, plenty of beans, stuff that's going to store for a while, and stuff that you can eat. You need to start buying all the things that you use a lot of. You need to start doing it in the first quarter, the early part of this year, because you're going to see prices, just start shooting through the roof. Because of all this quantitative easing, what is taking place is the money is starting to circulate in the system. And now our government is talking about a QE3, quantitative easing number 3, meaning they're going to print more money out of thin air. And money is going to cause even more inflation. And we're headed to a hyperinflation. Many of you, because you're not students and you don't want to be students, you're not going to understand what's going on. So that's the reason why I come up on here. You get people like Street Money 21 and others as far as informing of the economy and the state of it and what's going on. That's the reason why we come on here, and Sergeant Bull and SGT, Sergeant Bull and Inflations.us, US, Max Kaiser and people like us. We try to do our best whatever we can. Along with Da Vinci, we try to do our best wherever we can to prepare you, the people, because the people who they call the elite, the bankers and all the rest of the people, they could care less one bit about you. They don't care about you at all. They could care less if you pay 10 and 20 years on your house, then you can't afford to pay it anymore. So if you default on your mortgage and stuff like that, what did they lose? They didn't lose anything. They still have the asset. All you have is a bunch of worthless payments that you stayed at a place. You just paid an extraordinary amount for rent to live for all that time. That's why I can't see people going out and getting mortgages. Mortgages has got to be one of the most stupidest things that somebody can do considering the environment we're living in right now. I could see people getting mortgages 30 years ago. But even as a young man, a long time ago, and I'm talking about 25 years ago, I just would not get caught up into that because I could see what was going on. I had it in my mind the best thing for me to do is just to build my own home and then live in it. And that's exactly what I've done. And I'm in the process of helping build homes for some of the saints that belong to our community. So that they don't have any mortgages. I can't see somebody going and paying 20 and 30 years on a mortgage for a home when you can just simply go buy the building material yourself, learn a trade, learn how to do it yourself, or get some people that you're familiar with, family or friends or something, and have them to help you build it, rather than paying 20 and 30 years on a home. Well, it's all going to come back to bite everybody, and it's a sad thing. So gas, they're already out here calling on the news for gas to head up in excess or north of $5. I don't know if it's going to do that this year or not, but I do know it's already $3 and we're in the winter time. And that's already going to break the backs of a lot of people, because if it's this high and we're in the winter time, what do you think it's going to do in the summer? So, the American so-called dream that me and you people want to live, it ain't going to be there. It's not going to be there. You're going to need people. You're going to need people. You're going to need to develop a rapport. You're going to need to develop some type of unity amongst people. And I hope that's with the body of Christ, or people you can trust. Some of your worst enemies can be they of your own household, your own family. They can be your worst critics and worst enemies. Now, the position I take is I don't really care too much about people who don't care about promoting the truth or even living the truth one bit at all, because they don't even care about promoting it or living it for themselves. And actually, it can be a detriment to you going forward. Yes, you do need to buy silver. I personally was thinking, and I was just going on my own gut, waiting to see if there's going to be a pullback. For some reason, I still think there's going to be a slight pullback. But I gave my own self a 2-week time frame, and so I did buy 3 pieces of silver. I still continue to keep buying silver, just not as much as I should. So the next time that old Pastor Dow gets some little green back in his hands, I'm going right back to the dealer, and I'm going to buy me some more silver. You better believe it, because I believe that we need to hedge ourselves, and we need to do something to preserve and protect ourselves from this coming economic collapse. Your government has lied to you. The news media is full of propaganda. They're controlled. They're bought out. They lie to you. Your bankers, they smile at you when you come in, but they're liars also. Your court system is liars. Your lawyers are liars. Washington, D.C., along with the president, they're all liars. So the only people you can really truly trust in is those who have the conviction in their heart and have the esprit de corps in their hearts and have the integrity in their heart to be truthful to what's really truthfully going on. So I hope that you take heed to what I've said here this day. And I would not, you know what? I did not miss it. I called $30 an ounce silver before the end of the year, and lo and behold, a few days before it closed out at $30.94 an ounce. And it would not surprise me one bit if silver ends up hitting $50 by the end of next year. And it really truly wouldn't surprise me before the end of next year is up if silver go to $200 an ounce. I wouldn't be surprised one bit at all. And because I have my own reasons for not being surprised, but I do know that silver has gained over 76% in the last year, and the stock market is falling. If you're in paper, 401ks, annuities, mutual funds, CDs, bonds, treasuries, whatever you're in any kind of paper whatsoever, or whether it be SLV, GLD, any of these stock market things, get out of it now. As soon as the business is open, first thing, what you call Monday morning, get out of it now. If you don't have it in your hand, you don't control it, it ain't yours. And that's the truth. I really don't mean to be pessimistic. I try my best to be brutally honest and truthful. But again, I think you need to really, truly start storing up and doing the things that you need to do to get yourself ready for this coming economic collapse. And not only that, last and not least, I hope by now you have purchased your sword. And if you got that, you need also a whole bunch of ammo.